Hello and welcome back to part 3. We're going to continue on the boot floor. Hopefully we'll get some welding done in this episode. Hope you enjoy. So I wasn't entirely happy with my bend here. Didn't quite match the contour of this here, and not only that, where I'd actually done the bend, it was just very slightly off. So I've spent a bit of time and took the interior trim panel here off, and what I'm going to do is I'm hopefully going to get this in there so it's roughly lined up. I think I'm just going to need to cut just a tiny little bit in here. This bit needs replacing anyway, as does some of this bit here, but I've not quite made this panel long or big enough to do the return seam here, so I might have to weld a little extra bit on, which shouldn't be too difficult. So the aim is I'm going to try and get that into position as best as I can. As you can see, it's just that little bit off because I need to cut a relief slot there, and then hopefully I'll be able to draw around this internal bit here, because that's where this original fold come down. It actually come down and it met this panel here, as I've probably covered before. So let's cut a little relief slot. So what I think I'm going to do is that we're very close now. Where this panel fits the best, I'm just going to put a couple of little tack welds on, just so as I could get this, so I could draw this on. I mean, I could probably use some magnets or something like that, but I think I'm just going to weld it in place and it can't move then. So this is my welder. This is the Clark 135TE. It's just a basic beginner's welder. I'm going to try and put it on 75% power, so I've got it on number 1, and maximum, that's about 75%. That might be too much, but it'll be okay for a couple of tacks. Wire speeds on 6.5. As I said before, I'm not a welder at all. I'm a complete beginner at this, so I know I want the power fairly high to try and produce some decent welds, but that just might be too high for 1mm steel. It's a gas welder, which I need to put the gas bottle on. Bring that around in a moment and I'll show you what gas flow. I normally generally try and get 20 litres a second of gas flow, is that right? Let me have a quick look. Gas bottle's rigged up. It's 20 litres a minute, not 20 litres a second, as I said before. So I have one of these gauges. I do have a gauge on my gas regulator. It's argon CO2 mix. This is my flow meter that I'm going to use for at the end of my tip here. So it's not switched on at the minute, but this is a manual gas valve, as you can probably hear. So just simply stick that over the end there. Let's see if I can bring this in shot, and then we'll try and aim for, yeah, that's about 15 there. So just turn that up a little bit more. There we go, that should be about good enough. Incidentally, the gauge shows about 30 litres a minute. Helmet I'm using is a Welder. It's just a cheap welding helmet. This one's got quite a big screen, and it's got true colour technology, so it means that it's still green when you look at stuff. Let's see if we could get this tacked in now. There we are, just a couple of little tack welds. This one's come through quite nicely. I forgot to say, welding upside down, you need a little bit of extra wire speed, because the metal just wants to drop down because of obviously gravity. This one hasn't taken as well, but as you can see, it's very close here. It's not quite, we haven't got a 1mm gap. Here we had a little bit of a gap. If you've got a 1mm gap, something like this, then that makes for a better weld. So I'm just going to get my pen and draw around this bit here now, and hopefully we can get this absolutely spot on. What I'm attempting to do is, I don't know if you can see that, as the metal is slightly curved, you get these little puckers that try to come up here. So as I'm trying to bring this down, I'm trying to hammer these puckers down a little bit. This is what you're trying to do is force the fibres of the metal, trying to force them interlinking a bit more like that. In turn, it makes the metal a little bit thicker, but it allows for the slight curve that we've got on there like that. No, I'm not explaining that very well, but you can just about see there is a slight curve on that, which is kind of what we want to match the existing line that I've got here. not got the best penetration this side. I've still got the welder set to about 75%. Maybe I needed to pull the trigger a little bit longer in some of these, but the good thing is I could probably have a go at it from this side. Yeah, not too bad. I think I will have a go at it from this side. I think in a couple of places like here, I didn't have the 1mm gap that I needed. That's why the weld didn't exactly penetrate all the way through. Here and here is a perfect example of good penetration. Yeah, other than that, it's not too bad. I might give these another going over on the top here. Well, that's the first bit welded in. Sprayed it over with some zinc primer. So I think I'm going to call that for this one. I think there's enough footage there for you guys to have a look at. Don't want the videos getting too long, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video, where hopefully we'll be welding in this section here and this bit here, and then making a start at least of joining all these bits together. See you in the next one.